Okay, once you have Photoshop open, go to File, New, and in your presets you want to make sure you've got it set to international paper size, and you want to make sure the size is set to A4. Press OK. Now we're going to bring in our character design, so we're going to go File, Place, find our character. For you it'll be in Student Shared in a folder which I'll have written up on the whiteboard probably. So Place, Enter. We want to rasterize this layer. So you want to go right click, rasterize layer, and this background I'm going to turn it off with this little eye here. And for my character I'm going to delete all this white in the background so we just have the outline. So to do that I'm going to use the magic wand tool, and I want to zoom in so I can see more details. So I'm going to press the space bar, I'm going to hold it, then I'm going to press Control and hold that, and I'll get this little magnifying glass. And with that I'm going to drag and just zoom in to the point that I want it. Now if I release those buttons and then hold the space bar again, I'll get this little hand, and with that hand I can drag it around. And if I want to zoom out so I can just see the whole cat, if I press Control and minus on your keyboard, I can zoom out just enough so I can see everything. Alright, now that I've done that, I'm going to select this background, and I'm just going to press delete and remove it. Then I'm going to do that to all the white that is inside the cat. And you're going to want to press the space bar again and the Control key to zoom right into these details. If you've got any really fine details in the character's face, and you want to get rid of all those as well, all the white. Yep. That looks good. And there's probably going to be some down here in the toe as well because I didn't erase my lines clearly enough. So I'm just going to try and clean that up a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. And now you can see this selection area. So it's got little black and white lines that sort of flicker, kind of remind me of ants running around the page. To deselect that, you want to press Control D. So Control D, and that deselects everything. Now I'm going to press Control 0 to zoom out again. And I can see that it looks like I've gotten everything. If I haven't, I'll just delete it later. Now I want to add colour between the background layer, so this white layer, and my character's outline. So I'm going to select the background layer, go down to this little icon down here, which looks like a page turning. It's the new layer icon. Yours will be probably over on this side. I'm going to click it. Now I've got this new layer. I'm going to label this layer because I like to name all of my layers. So I'm going to call this Color Body. Alright, now I'll pick my cat's colour. I'm going to go with a ginger cat, I think. Yeah, ginger. So I've just clicked on it. Now if you don't have your swatches up here, you want to go Window and go down to your swatches and click that. And once there's a tick next to it, you know it'll be in your workspace. Right. Now to add colour to it, I'm going to select my character. I'm going to select my magic wand tool, and I'm going to select the area which I want to add colour to, which is going to be nearly this whole character. So if I got that area selected, the main part of the body, now if I hold Shift, I can add parts to the selection. So I want to add the face to the selection. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I know I've got these parts between the whiskers which I need to get. So holding Shift, I select that. Now I'm going to press Control minus to zoom out a little bit. And that's all I'm going to add for this orange. With this orange, I'm going to leave this arm in the background here and this ear till later. So now if I go back to my color body layer, select my my paint bucket tool, which on your computer will If you press K, that'll be the shortcut, so that'll link you straight to the magic bucket. And I'm just going to add the colour. And you can see it's done all that. Now I'll press Ctrl D to deselect that area. And I'm going to create a new layer, which I'm going to call Colour Body Dark. Because this ear and this arm, they're in the background, so I'm going to make it a slightly darker orange. And to do that, I want to go to Colour. Now if you don't have colour, you want to go to your window, make sure you've got it selected, and it'll appear. Now with this you'll see CMYK and these little sliding bars. What that stands for is cyan, magenta, yellow and black. Black is K because if they use B it would probably be confused with blue, I guess. And in this little drop down you might have it set to RGB, but for RGB, which is red, green, blue, we only use that for on the computer. But we're designing for print. We're going to print these, so we want it to be CMYK. And I'm just going to drag this little K slider and add a bit more black to my orange to make it slightly darker. Then I'm going to go back to my character layer, get my magic wand tool, select, hold a shift and select these body parts. Now I'm going to go to my Colour Body Dark layer, go back to my paint bucket tool, so if you press K that'll take you straight there. I'm just going to click and add it to those. And now I've got this cute little orange cat. But I also need to add colour to her eyes, so I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to call this Eyes. And I'm going to go back to my swatches. I'm going to press spacebar and Control and zoom in. And I'm thinking I'm going to give her green eyes. Yeah, green sounds good. So I'm going to go back to my character layer, my magic wand tool, hold shift and select her eyes. Then back to my eyes layer, go to my paint bucket tool, pressing K, and just clicking and adding the green. Now just Control D to deselect, zoom out. My cat has eyes, she's coloured, everything is dandy. Now I'm just going to change that to say colour because I've been following that pattern and I like to be consistent. So now's the fun part. Once you've done that, if you want to add some tone and shading to your character you can, to give it a bit more dimension. So in these curves of the muscles I might make them darker. I might shade her eyes a little bit, give her eyes a bit of dimension, that sort of thing. Now to do that, it's going to be a little bit trickier because you don't have a mouse. Well, some of you may have brought a mouse, but some of you may just be using your trackpad. To do that, we want to use the tools which are under the O shortcut on your board. But for me, they are O as well. Yeah. And these tools are called Dodge, Burn, Sponge. So what Sponge does is it desaturates and saturates. So desaturate is it takes away the colour, makes it more grayscale. Saturate means it makes it very bright and makes the colour more vibrant. Now Dodge, what Dodge does is it lightens or softens it. So it makes it sort of a paler orange in my case. And what Burn does is it just darkens it and makes it really dark. So I want to use the Burn tool because I'm going to add some shading. And I'm going to turn the exposure down. That's basically the strength. It's how much it's going to burn. And I'll bring it down to 20%. I'm just going to fiddle with it as I go though and see what I like. Now to burn it, I need to select the colour, the layer that I'm actually working with. So I'm going to work with Colour Body. But first, because I might make a mistake, I'm just going to save this. So I'm going to press Control, S, or you can just go save. And you want to save that in your own file folder somewhere, and just call it your name. And you want to make sure that it's saving as a Photoshop format, so PSD. Your file extension may be a different acronym, as it's Photoshop Elements and not Photoshop. Just save it. All is dandy. Now, I'm going to zoom in and add a little bit of shading around our bottom. So I'm going to press the brackets tool to make this smaller. Close bracket, or close and open bracket, change the size. Or you can find this and just drag this around. Alright, so we've got it set to highlights now. I'm going to drag the strength down again, back to 20. And up again, yay. Oh, I see. What it's done is I've gone to the eye layer. I actually want to be on the body, so that's why that wasn't working. Might Control Z that and undo it and bring this brush down. So you just want to have a play and see what you like. Just add a little bit of shadow around here, up there, a bit in here, a bit in here. Now I'm going to zoom out and see if I can see that. Yeah, it's pretty good. I can sort of tell that it's there. Might make it a bit more obvious. Now, I think I want to add some highlights as well. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to turn off Protect Tones. Whoa, yeah, that definitely did something. Okay. Protect Tones. If you've got that on, you probably want to turn that off. Make it slightly smaller and slightly bigger. I'm just going to highlight where I think she might have some highlights. So, yeah, it's alright. It's not perfect, but it's alright. If I want to undo that, I'll just go to history and remove that. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm just going to quickly finish that off and keep adding more tones to it. And yeah, she should be a fancy looking kitty cat.